So first thing we want to do is get underneath here. There is a plug right here. Basically what you want to do is twist. Unscrewed it. Now it's leaking out. After it all drains, you want to turn this cap back so that it's sealed up again, so when you put coolant in it, it doesn't leak out. So I just drained all the coolant out of my car, and before I add new coolant, there is a bleed valve right here, and you need to get a 3/8 wrench and unscrew that. So I took that nipple off and hooked a hose to it, and then hooked the hose to a water bottle, and then I detached this hose right here, and I started adding coolant to it slowly, and eventually through the bleeder the coolant started leaking through, and basically that clears the air through your system. So I just popped that little hose off of there, and in here I took my 10mm and just made sure it was nice and snug, and then you just got to reattach this hose right here. So after reattaching the hose, you want to add just a little more in there. And we'll go ahead and add some here. Alright, after adding that, it should be to the fill hotline. And we're going to go ahead and leave the cap off. And start this bad boy up. And we'll turn the heat all the way, turn it to the front vents, and we'll put her on the first level of heat. Come over here, and with this now, after the engine cools, you want to check your coolant level again. Now, after we successfully bled the engine of air, we'll put the cap back on, and we'll let it run for about 15 minutes. And we'll check to make sure the heat is working in the car and the car doesn't overheat. So the car's been running for about 10 minutes now. Seems to be holding about right there for the temperature, and the heat is coming out, so we know we purged the system real well. No air in the heater block or anywhere in the cooling system line. So let's say a job well done. So just a review on how to clear your coolant system. We got underneath the car here, there's this radiator valve plug deal. Open that up, and then all the coolant went into these little containers. And we came up here, took the cap off, took this hose off, and then there's this bleeder valve here. We took and loosened that, took it completely off, and then we attached a hose. And after attaching the hose, we screwed it on just about 2 turns, and then took this water bottle and put the hose inside of the water bottle, and we put it down in here. Made sure that the water bottle was below the valve, and after that we started filling coolant and plugged up this hole with our finger, and that way it cleared all the air out of the system, and then it started bleeding out of that valve. And once it started bleeding out of the valve, that's when we knew that the system was clear of air. So basically, if you don't clear the system with air, then it could cause problems like your heater not working. It could cause lines to blow out and just problems with your overall engine performance. So yeah, that's the check by check through, and yeah, I believe that we're good. Just got to check the coolant one more time after she cools down, and should be good. So after draining all the coolant out, you want to take your old coolant here and safely put it in here to your old coolant container. That way you can take it to a parts store or the dump and dispose of it safely.